Yeah. So Bitcoin did a 10,000x twice. Is that right? It did a 10,000x and then it did a 100x on top of that. Craziness, man. Craziness. Max Bonnet, what's my strategy for accumulating during the dips? Well, just buy the dip, right? But it's always relative. You know, like what is a relative dip? I've been buying anything under 0.003. To me, that just seems to be the psychological support and resistance, if you believe in that kind of thing. So I've been buying anytime under 0.003 pretty much. I just keep a nice little stack of USDC. And if you guys don't know, you can buy with Coinbase. You can buy USDC with no fee. And then what you do is you transfer the USDC over to Coinbase Pro, and then you withdraw it out of Coinbase Pro at almost like no fee, right? And then you can hop over to Uniswap, buy all your Ethereum, and then buy all your HEX. What's up, Brian Lopez? How you doing, bro?
So easy, a baby could do it.
It's so easy that hexologist baby can do it. That was hilarious, man. I wonder how many takes that took to get right.
Like, I don't know, but that's a great video. And if you're like trying to convey like the ease of use of something, it's like, it's funny and it holds your attention. And it's also kind of like, okay, seriously, it's not that hard. Don't be scared.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry, Dlive audience. I've never had a difficulty with it before. So it did not connect over there. I know YouTube is, the dark side, but that's going to have to be it for this stream.
Max Bonnet's wondering who will affect the price more, front runners or last minute FOMOers? And that's really what it is, huh? That's what it's gonna come down to be. Is people that don't believe in HEX are gonna be the quote unquote front runners, and then the last minute FOMOers are gonna buy up and hopefully stake. Richard, what's up, dude?
Very interesting question. When Moon, yeah.
When Moon. I think that's the name of a small Asian child, actually.
That's like one of my favorite memes, actually.
When Moon.
When Moon.
He's a good kid.
You were talking about the price and floors and stuff. So you were saying like 30, and that was a floor for a long time. Do you think like, or 003, do you think 004 might be kind of like a new floor? That's kind of what it feels like lately.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be, things tend to get stuck almost like magnetic around these psychological levels. And I think 0.003 is what HEX has kind of established as a psychological support and resistance. I mean, hey, maybe it's all made up, but I do believe in self-fulfilling prophecy to a degree. So I think that anything around that area seems like a great buy. But to be honest, like anything at this point, you only got 30 days left. So waiting for a dip is going to be like, do you really want to? Do you really want to risk it at this point?
Exactly. Like that's the thing. It's like, okay, well, so much is happening within, say, the next 30, 35 days. Did it matter, when Bitcoin was, pennies or less than $1 and you look back now? No. You know what I mean? It's like when Apple stock or Amazon, when they first started, you look back, oh man, a few tenths of a penny here and there. No. It doesn't matter. I don't think it will. Not financial advice, but
Yeah. Now, if I could just fast forward my life like 2 years, that'd be great.
I just want to fast forward 30 days for starters, and then I'm like super, super curious as to how this plays out because there's a lot of factors involved, and I think like at least I haven't seen it talked about a lot on stream. The launch phase, I think, technically ends before like a few days, 2-3 days before big payday. So,
yeah, I did not realize that until a little bit later.
Yeah, and that's very, very interesting because a lot of people are not talking about that or taking that in consideration because as Richard on his stream, I think the one that he published yesterday with, I forget the name of those guys, but, just talking about, the events leading up to big payday and the end of the adoption amplifier. And it's like, okay, well, there's a certain amount of pressure that's going to be eased there. And, once that happens, that's one factor. Then you have share price increase. So, I've heard of the phrase of it's like a double halvening, so to speak, which, Hexicans, I think if you're into the project, you fully understand and you get it. And that's just another exciting thing. It's just so cool, man. I'm pumped.
That was a great interview today, huh? Or was it yesterday? The newest Richard Hart one with those 3 dudes.
Yep, yesterday.
They were very open-minded, very level-headed, and I like that they weren't all already in Hex. Only one of the guys was a Hex buyer. The other people just genuinely wanted to learn about it. So they went ahead and they talked to the founder, which is crazy to me that you can do that. Like, try talking to the founder of Neo or some other shitcoin. Like, they don't make themselves available, And it's never been easier to figure out for yourself, if you really are so inclined, to figure out why Hex is not a scam. You can literally go join the Telegram, talk to the founder. All right, dude. I've been rambling. What is the pre-big payday challenge you speak of? Because I don't even know, guys. He didn't even tell me.
I think I messaged it to you. You just won't read my messages, man. No,
sorry, man.
No, that's all good. I guess I'd like to introduce it first because it's been on my mind. I've actually talked to a couple other Hexicans, and I think Sunday technically is like the 30 days out from the end of the launch phase.
Okay.
And on Discourse Syndicate, even last episode, I believe they were talking a lot about health, and that's another reason why this community is so awesome. Is it's not just when price go up, me want to cash out. It's, there's a community of really smart people, military, physically fit, entrepreneurs, business owners. We have it all going on here. Did an awesome stream with our ladies at Hex. I mean, we have like just an incredible group of women, who are invested in this project. So just got me thinking, and like, I've actually seen a few tweets out there of like, wow, it's really weird to think about, but you kind of do think about it, and it is true. If Hex really does take off, say a few years from now, and it is a life-changing kind of thing for some people, maybe many. It's, some people were like, I really want to focus on my health because, I'm like, okay, well, is it the money? I'm just thinking about this myself. It's like, is it the money that makes you happy, or like, what is it? And, I thought about it for a little while, and it's like, okay, well, if you, do well financially and you start to benefit, and that could snowball, for the rest of your life in a positive way. So I was thinking, and I was talking with Franklin St. Hex, who he was trying to get on tonight. He might be here if we go a little after 9 or so. But basically, the 30-day challenge is, not financial. It's not, Annette did an awesome one with, her Annette challenge with, everybody getting the word out for Hex everywhere. It's not like that. It's more of like challenging yourself and do something healthy, for yourself, and set a goal or few, for the next like 30 days. Starting on Sunday. So
love that. Hexicans are all jacked to begin with.
Well, some of them. I mean, you got like kinetics, shredded in the pool, man. And,
genetics.
Yeah, and I mean, even Richard is strong as an ox.
Yeah,
all that weight, man. So
yeah, there's definitely a lot of strength under there.
Yeah, but
yeah, man, I gotta get back to the gym. I'll do who wanted to do like the body pick challenge? I'll go to the gym every day for the next 30 days, and we'll see what happens. I'll do a body pick at the end.
Oh, look out!
You guys want to see it,
ladies? Hey,
hey, no ladies.
No, but
so what's your individual? So you're saying basically everyone can kind of make it up.
Yeah, like make your own. So it's like, okay, well, you have somebody, it's whatever like interests you individually. Yeah. So say, like what I was talking about, Richard, like he can lift. So, weightlifter dude would be like, okay, well, I'm at, 250 pounds, in 30 days, I want to be, benching like 300 or something like that. I mean, just like something that you can look forward to kind of just like pass the time, as we're waiting on big payday. Cause like, the excitement's going to be building. I know. Mm-hmm. I'm pumped for it. And I know, just looking at chat and Twitter, like everybody's talking about it, but it can also be something where the community as awesome as it is, can support each other as well. So I'm a part of one online fitness community, which is really awesome.
Yeah.
They're
What's it called?
DDP Yoga.
DDP Yoga. Haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, so it's like a professional wrestler. He's like 60 some years old now. He can like lift his leg over his head. I mean, he's basically saved the lives of you know, athletes, wrestlers, football players, like getting them into shape. And it's cool stuff. But I think it's great for flexibility and, you know, lengthening the spine and good posture and all that. And it does make you feel good. And it's not like this, you know, Maharishi stuff. It's, you know, power,
it's practical.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like strength, and there are different levels that you can take. So some people have gone down from like 400 plus pounds to like 150. You know, it's just amazing body transformation. So I can see the change in the attitudes with those people, and I can also see the struggles. But it's awesome how the whole community, and fortunately, you know, I'm on the side that's more in shape, to where, you know, I feel good about offering words of encouragement or something like that to these people. So
yeah. Hey, it looks like Stylus19 is another fan of DDP.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, never heard of DDP. Colin says he needs to get back into DDP, so maybe it's not. Maybe it's pretty popular.
It is, man, and there are various
levels
to it. So it's kind of like you know, you make the program your own, and you know, like I said, if you're like 70 years old, you know, you can, you know, do it with a chair, and you know, it's totally modifiable and stuff like that. But anyway, kind of like taking that same spirit and mentality over here for like 30 days, you know, just another, you know, piece of anticipation, but also, okay, you know, if HEX takes off, say a year, 2, 5, and, you know, we want to enjoy perhaps the fruits of our steaks, if you will, weird food words in there, but yeah, that would be just cool to see just in 30 days. Okay, you know, I set a goal, I can do this, man. You know, say if something does happen good with price in a year or two, you know, that's going to motivate you, not, you know, be like, oh, I have money, I need to be in shape. But I started to think about it. It's like, okay, well, if you can help the world, why wouldn't you want to be better yourself and stick around longer, and, you know, and, you know, try to help others? That's what I intend to do.
Absolutely.
You know, I want to, you know, once I get to a point, you know, I'll be retired and help people as much as I can. Of course, you know, be on an island as well, and a boat and all that stuff when I can as well. But yeah, it's just really exciting. So just say like another idea. So if you can do it, if you're a walker, if you're a runner, if you're a weightlifter, another one I've seen is like a plank challenge. So that's one of the ones I'm going to do. I'm probably going to do 3 different ones. But you know, say if you can plank for like 30 seconds, okay, well, work yourself up to 2 minutes in 30 days. And it can be done. And just, you know, post your progress online. I put the hashtag like Cabana Challenge in the description of the YouTube video.
Cabana Challenge. All right.
Cabana Challenge, but also tag it hashtag HEX. That way our HEX community will see it, and we can pick up on it and encourage each other. But yeah, I think tomorrow is like a good day to like kind of set your base, like set your goals, what you want to do.
Yeah. I'm just thinking right now, I'll probably do strength training, weightlifting primarily, and I'll probably do a couple of things like the core exercises. So, you know, pull-ups, squats, deadlifts, bench. And then I'll probably just start out with whatever weight I can do now, and then try to move up incrementally and see what happens, see how far I get in 30 days.
Yeah, and I think the fun part for me, and I mean, you don't have to, but I mean, some people, at least, you know, to kind of push ourselves and keep each other accountable. What I plan to do tomorrow is be like, okay, this is where I'm at, and list, you know, say 3 different, you know, areas of exercise or whatever that I want to improve on. And then below that, I'm going to be like, this is where I want to be. This is my goal in 30 days. So, you know, I like to run. So, you know, I'm not in running shape at all. So probably my 5K time is probably over like 26 minutes or something. When I'm in shape, I can get it down in like the low 20s. So I want to do that in 30 days. I want to plank longer. Probably I was thinking about it. I was like 4 minutes would be just like really, really cool. But like 3 minutes, 69 seconds would be even cooler. You know what I mean?
Wow. Yeah.
So, technically 4 minutes, 9 seconds, but you see what it did.
Yeah.
But yeah, things like that. Like I think back when I was in shape, I could do like 60 push-ups in the shot. I'm nowhere near that now. So like 66, for HEX. Kind of tying it in a little bit when you can. Some areas you won't be able to.
Yeah.
I think if we do that, push each other and support each other, I think we could, we're already a positive community, but I think this is just one little thing I thought about. And Franklin was pumped up too when I talked about it. So I hope he can get on. He's got class right now, but he's already shredded.
Yeah. Now we could do something with the 3, 6, and 9s, supersets or drop sets. 9, 6, 3. I'll post every day on Twitter. Wow. That's huge.
Yeah, and that's what I kind of like had in mind. So I mean, that's awesome to like, Steph is saying that. So we just get like a few people starting that. Throw out your goals tomorrow, and then the next day, which is Sunday, start it up, and you throw some videos on Instagram, or do an Insta story. But I know most of us are on Twitter. So
Molly Investor 369 pull-ups in one go. Is that'd probably be a world record or some shit?
Yeah, I think that's kind of impossible, but
easy day.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to throw out there, and
I'm in. Say no more. Everybody in the chat, you better be in. You heard it here first.
Drill Sergeant Coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, right. But no, man, I've been pretty much going to the gym consistently my whole life until quarantine happened. And then I started making excuses for myself. Now I'm back to 3 days a week, but I can definitely be a lot more consistent. I just dicked around in Mexico for 4 days, so I need to get back on.
So you were there.
Get back on the train. I really was. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So just like a quick vacation or work or something?
Yeah. Vacation with a couple of friends.
Awesome.
Much needed. Yeah. But, yeah, here we are, back to reality, back to HEX, and back to the mad gains. And I don't know, I always like doing. Have you heard of On It? There's a company called On It, which is Joe Rogan's company, and they always put out some good workout programs too. So if anyone's looking for a workout program, love to run, but drink beers halfway through. How can that be a challenge? I don't know. You're talking about, back in school, in high school, I used to be a track and cross country runner, and we did this thing called the beer mile. So every lap around the track, you had to chug a beer, and everyone was puking by the end of it. Everybody, like it's physically impossible, I think, not to throw up. But I did pretty well. That was probably my best event.
So like tracks are like quarter mile, right? So you'd have to do like 4 beers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And everybody's probably, well, if you're trying to compete, I guess 10 minutes or under is like a good time for that if you're slamming a beer.
Yeah, I don't really remember. It was more so just, you're happy to be alive, and just look at how many people you beat. I don't remember my time or anything, but yeah. I was always a runner back in the day, so I like weightlifting now. Hey man, cake is decent. We could make an eating contest too.
Yeah, see, no, that's not the idea of this one. Somebody else could make that one. But yeah.
Yeah. What's up, Balia Brand? How you doing, man? Stylist 19, Alpha Brain from On It is good stuff. Yeah. My buddy works there. He just gave me this test batch. It's called Alpha Brain Black Label. So coming out soon.
What is it?
It's just like a supplement company.
Oh, okay.
8-bit HEX. 369 beers a day, dude. How did this turn into a drinking contest?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
The Effin' Hangout isn't for another hour, guys. So
yeah,
head over there. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. We love y'all.
No, yeah, I got a pregame before the Effin' Hangout. I only appear drunk on the Effin' Hangout.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Like, this is the halftime show. So.
Yeah, that's hilarious. How's Germany, man? I didn't know you were from Germany. That's cool.
Oh man.
So yeah, I'm just trying to think about what my workout's going to be now. You know, it's like I'll post it on Twitter too. I'll post it on Twitter. We'll do a before and after photo. How about that?
You're all about the photos, man. So you go
Well,
for it.
Dude, we gotta be, man. You gotta do it. Do it for the ladies. Do it for the 5 crypto ladies that exist.
Hey, all 5 of those are.
We love you, by the way, all 5 of you.
Yes, but maybe like 6, 7, 8 at least.
I feel like Hex has more of a female demographic. I mean, crypto's very heavily men, but
yeah,
we got some girls.
Yeah, when I did the stream with Serena, Hex to the Yes.
Oh yeah, you did a whole stream with them.
Yeah, Sammy, like that was really cool. But that was one of the topics that came up. It's like, okay, well, there are other crypto communities. Most of the ones I've noticed are in Bitcoin, maybe some in Ripple, but finally came up, and it's just like, there's no value there. All it is just like marketing and selfies, and it's just like I saw it on Instagram, and I was just like, what's going on here? So I don't get it, but apparently like many people do, because they just like chicks and tattoos and stuff, but without any added value. But
yeah,
whatever.
Hey man, it's an honest project. I can see why we just bring a lot of wholesome, good people, man or woman. Like, we just have the best people. Serena wants to see the before and after. All right, I'll do it for you, Serena. Who had the idea though? I think we had a thread where it was I think Franklin St. Hex said, like, post a good looking picture of yourself, and then he blew everyone away. It was like, oh dude,
oh my gosh,
I can't compete with that.
Yeah, he's shredded, and then
he's got like a perfect 6-pack.
I figured it was like Jimmy Diamond or something through his photoshopped ab in there. It's just like,
I didn't think it was photoshopped at first. You guys could have fooled me on that.
Like, I think it fooled everybody. Richard, and it was so funny.
Yeah,
but oh my gosh.
Yeah, so you doing any intermittent fasting? Crypto is a sausage fest. Yeah, it's you guys are helping the cause though.
Intermittent fasting, I've actually done it. It's awesome if you do it right. And yeah, I think Hexo's done it or been doing it recently, and it works. I mean, if that's a goal of yours, I mean, if you want to lose weight or just maintain like a healthy kind of lifestyle and eating regimen, I mean, that'll keep you disciplined. Like a 16 and 8, I think the longest I've done is like a 21-hour fast, but I think Hexo was doing like days, or he was thinking about it before Staker app was coming out.
Yeah. I just skip breakfast a lot. Call it intermittent fasting.
Kind of. I mean, that's the easiest one to do, though.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
you've got the most energy in the morning. I think that's when your adrenaline is the highest. Your body creates a lot of adrenaline to help wake you up, and then it kind of tapers off.
Yep. Yeah, and if you drink some coffee, black coffee or water, that kind of like gets you through a little bit too, if you didn't need that.
Yeah. El Hexidente. Americans are very unhealthy. We grow up with it. Yes, we are. We eat fucking Twinkies and Lunchables, processed meat, American cheese. You don't even want to know what that's made of. Xtoshi had a 6-pack until I hit 40, but I love a 6-pack a day until I hit 40. But I loved it.
No, he had a 6-pack, but he drank it away with the Dos Equis.
I don't know. I'm a little slow right now, guys.
Hey, Hextoshi, amber or lager? Just curious. I'm a huge amber fan. So. But you got a favorite beverage for when we're not being healthy, of course?
It's coffee, man. It's crypto coffee.
Right.
It's in the name.
Alcoholic beverage. Put Bailey's in the coffee, I guess.
I'll drink whatever you put in my face if I'm in the mood. I have to be. It's like a switch that I flip. I'm either like a good sober boy, or I know my body knows no limit. It's pretty bad. But Hex has been making me a better person in all kinds of ways. It's been making me a little more consistent, partying a little bit less, because now I've got a reason to, contribute every day.
All right, Steph's getting me pumped now because I'm like just reading him. I'm like, oh man, he gets it though. It's like, all right,
Yeah.
set a goal. Just set some goals tomorrow. I'll probably go to try to do a plank, see how long I can plank, see how many push-ups I can do, and see what my 5K time is. Jot them all down,
Nice.
and then post my goal and for the end of the month, and then start on Sunday.
Nice.
And I mean, it's nothing that people have to go crazy over either. I mean, if you're not as in shape as a Franklin or Kinetics or something like that, go for a walk. Just something like that.
Yeah,
if you walk like a quarter of a mile and that's all you feel comfortable with. Well, say in 30 days, I want to do a mile. Everybody starts somewhere. So
The Sapper walked into a U.S. Army mess breakfast in 1981. Chili dogs and a large Coke. Wow. That's what they fed you? It sounds pretty good. Hex Bourbon Club. I'm down for that.
All right, man. Here's one for you. You have any game theory on shares?
What? Game theory on shares?
Yeah, it's a very broad question. But
yeah, I mean, I don't know what you want me to say. The price always goes up. It never becomes better to stake later. Share price goes way up on big payday. That's the main game theory is it bumps way up before big payday. So you either get in before or you get in after and make significantly less.
Yeah, like the staking games like kind of pause there because you either want to be in or I don't know if it was you or a few people maybe have mentioned it as like, keeping some liquid in case, there's like a huge, let's say it goes to a nickel or something like that. And you want to,
Yeah. Well, I was always a fan of keeping some liquid just for, what if you really, really need the money? What if your car breaks down? What if something worse happens and you just need to cash out? But for that, you should probably have cash, right? You probably shouldn't be having it on Hex at all. So, I mean, it makes sense if you want to be 95% staked or maybe 90% staked, but I don't understand why you wouldn't want to just leave Hex unstaked. Even in my
would or wouldn't. What do you mean?
Or why you would want to leave Hex unstaked?
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, I'm fully staked, man. So I will be, and that's the point of the project, really. And that's where it's not supposed to be traded, and I think that's what classic crypto bros try to make of it. It's like, well, like the high altitude investing guys, like, oh man, I love the chart or whatever. Okay, well, you figure it out on November 19th happen or November 16th.
Yeah, that guy was such a douche, dude. I mean, he's like the perfect example of like trading to look cool,
right?
Like trying to have the cool trader's life, like as if it's some glamorous thing. What you're really doing is you're staring at a screen for ungodly amounts of time. Yeah, that's right, Molly. The only game theory for shares is just to get a shit ton of them. I love how whoever wrote the denomination in T shares, that was a great idea because it helps you really visualize. The units on shares are way too high, so I think the idea of a T share is much more palpable to the user because you can figure out, how many hex am I getting per day, and then you can extrapolate that and see, hey, if it continues to go in this linear fashion, I'll be getting, this much hex at the end of my term. But yeah, there's only a limited number, so there is scarcity in shares. There's they go away, they get burned. I wonder how long Hex would last if it wasn't. I wonder how long Hex will last with all the finite amount of shares. Probably longer than any of us will live.
Yeah,
maybe that's the incentive for the longevity research is to finally live to see the end of Hex.
Yes.
Like 200 years.
The motivation, like you're chasing your own project.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hex. How many people talk about shares become rarer than the coins? Ooh, that will happen eventually. There will become less than 600 billion shares at some point, and that's going to get real weird. But Yeah, it's gonna be a while before we get there, guys. So I haven't really put any deep thought into that point in time. Sorry. Dr. Schill says I prefer to take C4 between every pre-workout or every pre-workout every morning. Then after that, I go beat the shit out of my neighbor's dog. Damn, dude. Well, you should try 1MR and Jack 3D. I heard those are good for dogs and maybe even cats. Colin, fully staked now until the big next paycheck. That is liquid during that temporary gap between uni and my next stake. I feel you. Yeah, it really depends on when you get paid. I agree, Hexy Mofo. I want to live longer than my stakes too.
That's the point, right?
That's the point. That's why we're doing this workout challenge.
That's right.
Maybe you can end up with one good habit out of quarantine. Hopefully nobody devolved too much into their old shit.
Yeah, I think we talked
I did
about
a little
that
bit.
when I first started streaming with you. Was like, I think like my first stream or two was with you, and it was the beginning of quarantine, and we were like, yeah, how's it going? You're like, man, I'm getting into some bad habits, and I was like, I'm kind of bored, so I'm kind of like doing a few more workouts. It's just weird how like your mind, develops or not develops, but puts time and stuff into perspective. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, well, some people did way better with it, and then some people just didn't. So you're going to have like the alcoholics and drug problems and things like that, and some people took advantage of it, not just say physically or something like that, but I know like the service industries, so I do marketing, and service industry clients are just going crazy right now. They can't keep up with the business. So like roofers and HVAC people and every type of home repair or maintenance industry like that, people are they're in quarantine. They're saying, oh well, I've been saying I'm going to take care of this forever, and they're finally taking care of it because I guess they're home enough and they're tired of looking at whatever they said they were gonna gonna do with it one day.
That's a good point. Jeff Kurkowski, you might have missed it, but the challenge is essentially, tell me if I get this right, Cabana, but basically there's 30 days left till the big payday, right? So you're going to invent your own.
There'll be 30 days left in the launch phase come Sunday.
Okay. Yeah. You're right. So you're going to invent a workout plan, whatever that means for you. Shave 5 minutes off your 5K time. Do 369 pull-ups a day. I know Motley's going to be doing that. But basically you just invent it, whatever works for you, man. Maybe it's just taking up yoga. And at the end of the 30 days, it would be nice if everybody did a before and after picture, but that's not mandatory.
He's about the pictures again.
Yeah. Hey man, people want to see it.
Hey, lady Hexicans.
The ladies need it.
They're, if coffee, wants us guys to do it, then, ladies should do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty much, do whatever you want, post it on Twitter and follow up, check in and tell people how it's going.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the gist of it. I think I called it like a pre-big payday challenge because it doesn't necessarily go up until the big payday. I think it goes to like that Monday before, I think BPD's on Thursday. But
basically, yeah, just hit the gym.
Yeah,
you're lazy.
Like through the launch phase and up, I guess, until the end of the launch phase. So yeah, and it's not necessarily like, oh, you got to go to the gym or anything, like I was saying a few minutes ago, and Big Kirk might have missed it. And it's even for if you're not the most physically in shape person, if walking a quarter of a mile is a big deal, okay, well make it a half a mile in a couple weeks. Try maybe your goal in a month, 30 days is to walk a mile. Like we all have to start somewhere. The Franklins and Kineticses and guys like that, I really love to see what they would come up with, how they would challenge themselves.
Oh yeah. Steph is probably the most hardcore one of us all. Just got the new Quest 2 VR. I'm gonna do a VR workout daily. Oh, that's cool. I didn't never really thought of VR as a workout thing. Does your face get sweaty in there? Like I feel like my eyes would get all sweaty. But that's cool, man. Good idea. COVID was just about the best thing that happened to my health. Dropped 30 pounds. Now need to hit the weights. Well, hey, man, that's actually awesome. It's like we were saying. I guess it hit some people in a good way or some people in a bad way. It's all what you make of it, right? Some people started a YouTube channel. Will there be a mass emergency end stake after big payday? Dude, I don't know why there would be. The people that want to game big payday are only staked until the day after big payday.
Yeah, or I think it's the day after that, even.
Right. I mean, I would just expect for that rest of that week, or maybe at least 3 or 4 days, there's going to be a lot of selling, but there's also going to be a lot of dip buyers too.
Yeah, that's even before, like the days before have become more intriguing, knowing that the launch phase ends days before. It's not like the day before, like, okay, adoption amplifiers done. Yeah. So now it's basically just uni.
Yeah. So, I think for the most part, we only see long staked people get shaken out during FUD. I don't think anyone that's staked for a long period past the big payday will emergency unstake because they've already voted with their actions that they believe in the project, right?
Yeah.
The people that are only staked for like 2 or 3 days after are the people you have to worry about. So if we start to see those pick up a lot, maybe. Will it become a big news event? I don't even know. Will it change the scam narrative? Probably. I think it will in the right direction.
You mentioned something really interesting. There's like the news event. So in thinking about this and then thinking about the hype that's going into it, if you were, on a team that founded a project, I mean, this whole thing, this roadmap seems incredibly well planned out. Just in terms of not only the financial audits and everything like that and the code. And I mean, it took freaking 2 years to do. But just the roadmap that we've seen, I think Richard, we'll see a lot of him, I would guess, over the coming weeks, doing live streams and things like that. So big payday is a once in a lifetime event in crypto. And would you want that event to be known for a gigantic dump that ruined the price of the project? And there's, again, no expectations or anything like that, but it is something to consider if all these eyes are on this event and, the days surrounding it. It's hard for me to think that, it's going to dump by 90% and just that's the end.
It's definitely not the end.
Well, but in people's minds be like, oh, that's it. And then that'll kind of just be like the headline. And then, HEX could be fine, a week later, a month later, whatever. But it'll be like, I told you so. It's like, ugh.
I think the people that have called HEX a scam, that believe HEX is a scam, they're not getting in now. They're not going to change their mind. I don't think they're smart enough to even pay attention to it right now. Big K, I think it could change the scam narrative in a worse direction in the short term. Yeah, I mean, that's what we just said, right? The price might go down 80% seems a little aggressive. Like what I'm trying to say is I think that everyone that's called HEX a scam in the past, they're out. They've been pretty quiet lately because they write it off so easily that to them, it's like, oh, who cares about big payday? To them, they don't even see an opportunity there. They don't even see they're so dumb. They don't even see a short-term opportunity for big payday, let alone the long multi-year opportunity.
Yeah.
So I think we've exhausted a lot of the hate by having a year's worth of existing and thriving and having a great time. And I think a lot of the haters have just lost their breath, essentially.
Yeah. Richard's mentioned a couple times recently, I think. It might have been once on the Conrad stream and once on the, well, it might have been just the Conrad stream, but like the aha moment. And it's like, okay, well, in various projects, there's just this one point in time where it's like, oh, even if it's a scam, just it's for real. And could we see that in Hex? I think we will. When? I have no idea. Could be next year, could be 2 years from now. But I think there will come a moment where it'd be like, oh, wow, this project is for real. There was no exit scam. Nobody got dumped on their head. You put in, you get out, and it's still nice even after big payday.
This is not, it's the end of the launch phase, but it's the beginning of the change in mentality that the broader crypto community is going to have, especially when they realize it's not a dead project and there's no exit scam. There's no grand conspiracy. There's no Richard runs away to an island and no one ever hears from him again. Even though people want this to happen so badly, it's not going to happen. And a portion of people are going to wake up to the real narrative. What's going on, Abracadabra? Airdrop's going to gain a bit of attention and usually go up short term and then down shortly before. This is true. You're going to get the airdrop hunters. A lot of those guys tend to be short-term thinkers as well. And there is some subset of them out there still. Yeah.
And if you're, say, this is the other thing I've thought about is like, if you are a whale, and could be an existing whale or it could be a whale that has yet to get into Hex, I would think most would probably be existing when it comes to this point. But if you are a whale and you're looking at Hex, you know the math. And there's like, the significance of big payday. And I'm not trying to like blow it up. I mean, it deserves to get blown up. Like it's basically, as we've said, or others have said, a double halving. And it's, when you think about that math, it's pretty amazing. Hey-o.
What's going on, guys?
What's up, Big J? Glad to see you've made it from the comments section out into the screen.
Yeah.
What's going on?
By. Oh, nothing much. Just so much big payday talk. I just had to come aboard.
Oh yeah,
say a couple pieces because I was like I said in the comments section, like, thinking about it a whole bunch, and it could go. I mean, the one hand, there's only a billion only a billion hex on Uniswap, like right now total, like out there. So like if over the first month or so after big payday, there's several billion that come out of stake,
and that's probably double that, right? Could be. It's
like about 10 billion for the first like month and a quarter, which is a lot less than coming out in adoption amplifier. But like, are the benevolent whales going to buy out all of the uni supply over those times? That they have been matching the price in the AA. I don't know. Like, so if they don't, and several billion get dumped, then like a billion being dumped would 4x minus the price, so like if the double the amount gets added back into Uniswap, then the price is going to go down 4x, just like it would go up 4x. So like we would come down 75% or so, from where we're at, so that is possible.
Or what could be waiting on that lower end too.
Well, that's the other thing too that I want to say is that like I say all that as if we're in regular crypto land and you buy the rumor, sell the news, but Hex acts differently and has seemed to act differently all the way. So I don't want to bet against it in that. I'm definitely not betting against it. So, I'm not saying I don't have a little side cash on, waiting to maybe buy some dips, but at the same time, I'm not counting on that,
Yeah. I was thinking about having money to buy the dip as well, but then I'm thinking I'm never going to get that awesome share rate. If I don't get it.
Now, I thought about that too. Yeah.
Now again, that's where my like armchair, my quarterback, whatever barroom math is coming in here. That like if a billion get dumped out and the price comes down 4 times as much, if you were to get, if like as big payday happens right now, you get 2x your stack, you know,
Right.
and that 2x your stack is going to be, you know, 3 times more coins overall. And so if people get 2 to 3 times more coins overall right afterwards, and they dump the price down 4x, then like you still might be able to buy a dip there. There's a little bit of margin there, where you could buy that dip, but you know, that would actually be a price positive point where you could get more coins and buy more shares with those coins, you know, if you
the price would have to drop to the inverse of the big payday multiplier in order for you to break even on it.
Correct. Exactly. So you'd have to literally, no one, you know, a billion coins plus would have to hit the market and dump it 80% for that to be even you know, that's a hell of a, you're right. It would be a hell of a drop. It would be a hell of a drop.
Yeah. And speculation on a lot of people selling, which if they don't, and if they restake, like, hey, got my extra hex and gonna put a big chunk of that or all of it back in. Yeah, okay.
And I will say, like, personally, the people that I mean, out of the, like, I mean, I know at least 30 some odd plus people that I've been like keeping up with and making sure, you know, that I've helped onboard, and like out of them, less than, you know, 5 of them have any stakes that come up, you know, within 3 months of big payday. You know, everything that they have is staked out much longer than that. So I don't have very many people that I know of in my sphere that are dumping. So like, you're right. I mean, I know somebody's going to, for sure, but
absolutely.
But
yeah,
I think we'll welcome that. You know, we'll welcome that. We have been so far.
Yeah, I think I mean, it's probably changed by now, but maybe early in the week, I just ran math on like a few days after big payday and how many million in USD it was. And I think it was like 20 to 30 million worth of hex in those days following that.
Wow, that's dumpable.
Technically, yeah. And I think what people aren't also considering is whatever that hex amount is you're seeing beyond big payday, that's not including, is that including the big payday share? Like, so if you look on hex.vision and you're seeing, you know, say on November 20th, I think, which is the huge day, like the
that's a good question. Is the what it says, so X amount of coins are unstaking, is that them plus their bonus, like the big payday bonus on that?
So if it's not,
that's uncalculatable, like exactly what that would be. We know the principle went in, but we don't know exactly what they'll get at the end.
Well, I don't know, Steph might actually know that, but then that number would come down to 12, 15 million or something like that in those following days. And then it's like, okay, well, are the whales there to scoop that up? Like, kind of like,
well, I mean, Hex used to have more liquidity than that sitting on Uniswap. We've come down a little bit, you know, but I mean, we had 12 million plus sitting there early on back in the good old days.
I'm so excited. It's hard not to have expectations, but I know that everyone's going to remain just as passionate. No one's going to drop off after big payday. We're only going to see new people coming on. We've had 4 or 5 new YouTubers start their first video in the past week, I think.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of the past.
That Yashdeep Singh guy.
Yep.
He's new. Shout out to you, Yashdeep.
The cat that had the spreadsheets that was shown. Brennan, yeah, his stuff was good too.
I haven't watched his yet, but yeah, I'm excited for that.
It's nice because it wasn't too long. It was only like 20 minutes or something like that, 18 minutes, but a good rundown. Yeah. I mean, Nagabo, come on now, that dude's
Nagabo. You can't make that shit up.
No, dude,
that's amazing.
Man, I clicked that link, like Richard had retweeted that video. Yeah, that video. And I clicked that link the other day when like my mother-in-law's like, what's, you know, she's got some hex, you know, she's into it, whatever. And she's like, what's going on? And she's like, I don't know, you retweeted this video. And it's that Nagabo video where he's like, I treat all my cryptos like bitches. I was like, click the next video.
I know, right? Oh man. Wild man.
That shit was great.
I look forward to big payday more than Christmas. Me too, Steph.
Yeah, Christmas will come and go. You know, we'll get another Christmas. You know, we're not getting another big.
It's the big payday advent calendar.
Yeah, that's
every day you start a steak.
I'm ready.
Start a steak. Yeah, I like that.
Write down and post my goals tomorrow. So
yeah, there you go.
See, I'm already feeling the energy. That's kind of the point behind it. So yeah.
Oh, I mean,
pumped.
Me too. Me too. I'm very pumped.
You can't see it right now. I'm very tired, but trust me, guys. I will give me a day or two to sleep.
We've
Sorry.
been drinking the Gulf of Mexico. So.
Yeah, I've been having Montezuma's Revenge and a lot of tequila. So
nice. Yeah, I mean, we just had our baby like 2 days ago, so I'm feeling the same. This is
congrats, man.
Yeah, congrats, man.
It was very exciting. Yeah, we had we were due the 20th, and but had like 3 a.m. the other day. By 5, like literally, I had to. She was like, "Run the light. I don't care." Like we made it to the birthing center with 7 minutes to spare.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
Shit,
it was wild.
Wow.
So yeah, just that's why I was like, my wife had been on bed rest for the past like 6 weeks or so. So like I have been very, very busy. So I've been kind of off the radar here for a little while now.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was like,
good to see you though.
Kirk been, man. So
after my
everything.
Yep, I have been super busy. As soon as I got back from Puerto Rico, she had a scare where they thought she was going into labor. We had to go to the hospital, and after that, they're like, "Man, you're on bed rest, don't move." So I was like, "All right." Wow. We have a 3.5-year-old too, so I was on full duty for the past 6 weeks or so. So
wow.
There's a few times where like there was an effing hangout or something. I was like, I'm gonna go on, and like just couldn't make it.
Yeah, priorities.
Yeah. But I'm glad to be back at it now. And no time too soon, man. It's just like I said, a month left. I've got like a list of people that I've been like going through, making appointments with to make sure, like, hey, make sure that should stay. You got everything staked properly. Make sure this is,
Yeah. I'm like,
hey, if you start a stake today, you could have a million HEX stake expiring for her quinceanera party. Or is it a boy?
There you go. It's a boy this time around. Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, I got some for my daughter set up, right when HEX had started. That was with some of my referrals. Like I would just put out referrals for 555s. And
that's so awesome.
Yeah. Thanks to everybody telling me congrats. I appreciate it, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish someone gave me a stake when I graduated like high school. No, I just got a bunch of savings bonds, dude.
Yeah, me too.
Which were pretty cool, but
it was cool too. Yeah. I'll take it.
Yeah.
But yeah, savings bonds don't usually 10 or 100x. That's not.
No.
I'm happy with the 2.
Think about this question. After the big payday, the percentage of all of us true Hexicans capitalized will continue to stake, coupled with the obvious of more future adoption. The obvious fact of more future adoption will simply equal more stakes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's I've already been honestly starting to curtail because like, okay, when I like onboard people or whatever you want to call it, give my shtick and like explain HEX to people I know, I'm not the kind of person that's going to hard sell you on anything, so like I'm already starting to like be careful of even saying big payday is a thing, because like I hate to be like, oh, you got to get in 30 days. Oh, you better get your shit. I mean, like, even though I feel like that, like I feel like that comes across to people like, what get 30 days? Whoa. How much money? I don't know about this, So like, and not only that, but like kind of thinking about after big payday that like, I mean, I'm not going to not, promote HEX. And I think there's still a lot of great reasons to still buy into the project afterwards, so yeah.
And we're not going anywhere,
No, yeah,
I'm not fucking leaving.
It's kind of like
Wall Street,
giving them that taste too. So if it's like you're this late into the game and it's like, okay, well, if all you're willing to do is like, I'm going to stake till after big payday.
Well, even if that's all you're willing to do, it's still better. It's still better than whatever else is out there. Like that's what like after every one Richard interview after another as the weeks go by, and it's just, more fucking floating by dead bodies of projects that are just like, like it's proves that like this works. And there's very few DeFi, like DeFi is a great use case for Ethereum, and there's very few things that actually fit that real mold, and we're it, so that feels real good. And then like it's easier to get amped up about this shit when I feel that way about it. You're like, perfect.
There's a great thread today he started with all the projects. It was funny.
All the failed ones.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I I mean,
Yeah.
I've got a quick question. Sorry, for Brennan. Brennan's not happy with me right now, so I need to make amends. What's your YouTube handle name, Brennan? I don't know how to make that little symbol on my keyboard. I'm looking for you, man, but I can't just search Brennan on YouTube. You know, there's a lot of Brennans out
Copy
there.
and paste the symbol name. Maybe those. I don't know.
Okay, I'll try it.
But I think it was Pilot Brand was asking who or what he was. Freaking Brennan is a staking king, man. Like the spreadsheets and stuff that he puts together on Telegram.
Yeah.
Like that. It's beautiful stuff.
I follow you, Brennan, but you don't have any videos out. So why? Do you have another channel? Brennan. Oh, it's Be Mindful of Death. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. I was like looking through my history here. I was like, where is it?
Ooh, sorry, dude. I'll give you the old follow there.
Yeah.
No offense, guys. If I'm not following you,
So Dan over here with so the question really is like, you'd think that a lot more people would stake before big payday, but it's really about the game theory on whether anybody that has coins in exchange aren't going to stake, and then whatever the game theory is between if the origin address is coins or any of the addresses it is sent to is going to stake, because that is going to have between 30 and 50%, and then of the remaining chunk of HEX that's out there, a huge portion of it's going to be held by whatever the benevolent whales that have been matching the origin, the AA every day. So like those benevolent whales, I mean, if you do the math, they have another at least, it's hard to know. It's really hard to know, because like, who is it, a regular whale that comes in and like somebody else that's new into the game that comes in early, or is it the benevolent whales? You'd have to do a lot of chain analysis to know that in depthly. Yeah. But you can assume that they've pulled in another half of what was remaining in the AA, I'd say about, it's a total guess. I'm just like,
no, but
so if that's the case, then 75% of, potentially 75% of all HEX might only stake depending on if there's a reason in the system to balance the things out. But Richard's, said it, that like having the coins unstaked right now makes our market cap a lot higher. It makes the rewards incentive much more juicy, and like that's necessary right now. When stable coins are getting 10, 12, 15% on centralized lending platforms, like if you're not doing 20+% returns, like you're not even in the game. You're not even why do I even take a chance? So like we have to, like, having that kind of gain, that kind of percentage gain is imperative, and it also helps be in number 18 on the market cap chart.
But these centralized places like crypto.com or even BlockFi, they offer high rates of return when times are good, and then when a bear market comes, they get crushed, so they have to lower their rates. HEX doesn't have to do that.
No,
HEX can have the same rate because there's no central company that has to pay employees or pay, fees of any kind of any kind of regulation fees and stuff like that. So I've already noticed that BlockFi had been lowering their rates a lot.
Yeah. So has crypto.com.
Yep, yeah. I used to have some CRO. I tested it out. Like I staked a little bit. 18% was the highest that made you stake. But again, there's not much of an early unstake penalty, which doesn't, help the price. And then, so what did they lower it to? Do you remember?
Just a few percent. It hasn't gone down very much yet.
It's indicative of like times are tough. They also lowered their referral program. So
yes, they did. And so did somebody else too that I just got a message about as well, lowering it. They're like, get in on our old referral. I think Celsius was the one lowered theirs a little bit too.
Yeah.
Yep. Which again, that's another platform that when you tell people that oh, there's a platform out there that you can put dollars on and make 15%, and people are like, what? It seems a little crazy, and it is. I think that it's because it's mostly bootstrapping, users, they want to get people on board and they're willing to pay for it. especially in their own token. And any of these places will give you CRO or sell, they'll give you their own token, of course, because I mean, that's.
Let's not talk about how much CRO the crypto.com company owns, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody seems to get upset about the 90% of all coins they own.
No,
that's not a problem.
No, they don't. They do not. Yeah, and you can't withdraw your CRO till your stake end. Well, yeah, that's true, Nate J. But like, yeah, I mean, with that, you can also like, I mean, it depends on your length of time. You can get a decent rate on just like not even having a time limit on those, which it doesn't really make sense.
Oh yeah, there were higher time limits for different tiers.
Yeah, you get a couple extra percent for doing like a 1 month or a 3 month or whatever.
So, I mean, but then they don't even let you on stake, so you can't.
Huh. No, you can't. Once you're staked, once you choose the 3 month lockup, then you're like in it. There's no getting out, even no penalty or anything. It's just sorry.
Yeah.
Wait. So, but centralized, and we've seen another centralized exchange get rug pulled pretty much here. What OKX is the latest victim.
Yeah, it was just today.
It's just a bummer. I mean, it's like I don't like nobody likes to see people lose money. Like I don't want that to happen. But at the same time, like if like I don't want to see someone burn their hand on a fire, but like if they didn't burn their hand on the fire because it wasn't hot, then like I couldn't cook my food on it. There's like all this other shit that comes along. There's like same thing. Like we wouldn't like Hex wouldn't be an innovation if people weren't losing their money on stupid shit.
Are you saying you want to cook food on people's dead bodies?
No, I just
totally CRO has been price resilient. Yeah, I don't know why we're comparing it to CRO. They're very, very different.
Yeah.
I guess
the
difference is it's staking, but you have a central company behind it.
Yeah, which that's at the end of it, like like I said, we just see this happening guaranteed over and over that places get hacked. And I mean, like how many hacks are inside jobs? We don't know, it doesn't. I don't give a shit how good somebody says their security is. If there's some dude with the keys somewhere or some group of dudes with keys somewhere, then it's not safe.
Yeah. Exchange owners are going to start getting arrested more and more often. Maybe abracadabra. They haven't gotten CZ yet though, and he's the big kahuna as far as anyone's concerned in the crypto space.
Yeah, he's not going to set foot in any U.S. jurisdiction, but they could go get him, but they could.
They got McAfee.
Yeah, but I'm sure, but like when you read what they like actually got him on, a lot of it's like dumb shit. Like he just shouldn't have. He could have easily walked away with that money, like somewhat legitimately. Like
what did he say today? He was like, they said I lied about my taxes. He's like, I can't lie about them if I never file them.
I mean, that's the kind of shit.
Saw that.
I mean,
he's got a point.
Yeah, you got it. I mean, sure, shit, yeah. I mean, for a hoot, he's fantastic. I hope that they never censor him.
Yeah, I hope he tweets from jail for many years.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, Staker app is awesome. How have you liked it so far, Big K?
I love it. I like there's little unique things that I enjoy, like being able to see in the stats of it that we couldn't see before. Like when you aggregate wallets, you'll see not only what you have as a principal, but then what you're owed as, and of cash value to that, which is a cool feature. I mean, like I'm totally down with the way that it looks and how it's coming around. And I'm also okay with it coming along, at a reasonable pace too. I mean, take your time, guys. Do it right.
It's a beautiful app too. I mean, oh man, it's clean. It just looks good. It feels good. It's weird. Yeah, it's weird as it is to say, but the combining of addresses was just beautiful.
That was a nice surprise for me. The fact that you can combine two. And another nice kind of moment of delight was you're scrolling through the feed and you can see what's tied to what. So you can see which stake is tied to which unstake. What's up, Funny Jim?
Hey guys, I haven't seen you in a while. I've been busy in California doing some stuff in Puerto Rico, but I'm coming back in about 4 weeks probably to Puerto Rico. But yeah, I just catching up on the stream. I'm going to have to watch how it began because I know that you guys are kind of going to maybe wind down. I'm not sure for a Discourse Syndicate later.
About 15 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, it's exciting times. I mean, it's almost like I don't want to be too graphic, but it's almost like climax region. You know, like it's 4 or 5 weeks before big payday deal. So
it's a long climax, man. But,
the rhythm picks up. Let's just say that.
There you go.
Yeah, I can feel it, man. A lot happening right now.
And I was, again, you've already talked about it, so I'll listen to the stream from later. If you had any other comments about your, like these other things that are offering staking, right? Like Ethereum having its proof of stake and you have to have X amount, and Mastercoin as its history, or master node kind of history, right? Staking kind of ideas. CRO, I heard you talking about Celsius. I know people that have significant money staked. They took cash out. They put that cash into a stable coin. They put it into Celsius, and they have an ROI that seems to match conventional investment into physical things. 10%, 15% APY, something like that. It's not very crypto, and it's really adding another third party to your risk profile. But like Crypto Coffee was talking earlier, it's set in code when it comes to the HEX payout. What you have in HEX payout is not arbitrarily decided by a bull or bear market. It's not arbitrarily decided by a CEO or some kind of scandal at a company. It's not even locked into an exchange where you say, like KuCoin, they give you a dividend. If you hold their KCS coin in KuCoin, they will give you a dividend in all the other coins that are traded. But that also means that you have that risk profile of your token of KuCoin held on KuCoin. So I haven't seen anything that matches the ideals that crypto supposedly at least markets itself to represent, other than HEX. HEX is the only thing that I've seen that's doing exactly as it's programmed, and it's the human beings that basically have to say to themselves, are these other things really the risk I'm willing to take to speculate in, or are they not? Right.
Mm-hmm. I would say to that effect, there's actually the one other thing that you can say is actually somewhat legitimate is if you're trying to, and now it's not nearly as profitable as HEX is by any means, but being a liquidity provider is a trustless endeavor. To be a Uniswap liquidity provider is something that besides trusting that the front end is going to exist and be used, that is something that you choose to do that and pull your stuff out. And it's like, there's a profit there? No, the ROI is not anywhere near what we're seeing. But to play apples to apples, that is the only, like, as far as I've seen, and I've dug very deep in like the past while with my free time into the sushis and the thises and the garbages of I have and deep in the trenches, and and that sure, but nothing else. Like literally nothing else. I mean, you might be able to say that ETH 2.0 with the staking might try and achieve that, but that's going to be the next one on the map.
Right, and again, like you just said, as far as a liquidity provider, if you are, unknown shitcoin with a pairing to Ethereum, your risk is your Ethereum at risk. It's not really the shitcoin. Like you just said, if you have 90%, the company of CRO having 90% of the volume, I mean, what's their risk, right? It was valued nothing.
I mean, the risk profiles are way worse being a liquidity provider though overall, because sure, it's trustless, but like you have to be able to, both these prices of these assets have to do the thing that you're expecting them to do.
Like when Richard Hart says you're short volatility, what he means is like you don't want volatility if you're a liquidity provider, because let's say you provide 1,000 ETH and 1 million HEX, but then people buy up all the HEX and the price of HEX goes way up. You're stuck with all the ETH because they bought it out of your pool.
And and you got to buy it at a higher price to keep playing the game.
Yeah, and all you made was a little fraction on every transaction. So you need there to be a lot of transactions.
Yep.
So I have to say that I know that because maybe for inspiration, I actually owe Crypto Coffee a few drinks and maybe a dinner one time. I remember he was doing a video in the day about providing liquidity on Uniswap. I remember he says, maybe I'll get to that. I'll make something about that. I remember one of his videos he put out there, and I didn't really know enough about it. I looked at like the pools.fyi and all these other things about how you could do some research, and it ended up bogging me out on my interest. But I said, let me put, I think I put like $50 just to say, and this was back when there was kind of 199% liquidity provider, and there was like 1% that was 20 or 30 other people. And I suspect one was, you know, some of these historical people in the influencer group of HEX. But anyways, I was like, I want to be in that group of 20 people. I know I'm not that whale, but I'll be that guy. So I added a bunch of different wallets again, because I was thinking similar to the giveaway stuff that Roger Beer was doing. I was thinking about, hey, maybe I could do like giveaway stakes, right? So I put like $50 across like 7 or 8 wallets. And luckily, Uniswap gave away millions and millions and millions of dollars. Luckily. So I have to say the impermanent loss and the liquidity provider thing, it was shit as far as that goes. But it did give me like 15 grand in uni, you know, so can't complain about that.
Yep.
Wow.
I was gonna say that I provide.
So I owe Crypto Coffee for actually pulling the trigger.
Dude, you had 8 accounts?
Huh?
You had 8 accounts for liquidity?
Yeah, I had 8 accounts, and I think 2 of them were pretty good liquidity tokens. So I think I got like 2,200 uni for one liquidity account that I'd been put in, and then I got like the 400 across 7 other wallets.
Oof. Damn, dude.
I was basically so I could give away like $50 worth of HEX. I was like, I'll just give away the whole wallet that's a staked wallet.
Yeah. So. Hey, what comes around goes around, right?
Yeah. I mean, I made a lot of people a lot of cash. I was like, oh, get your shit out. This is the time. Yeah. Like when
I felt like I was baller, and then I saw Steph. I mean, everybody saw Steph's. You know, when the uni claim happened, and then he put it on his tweet, and he put it on there with the Staker app. He put like 26 grand worth of uni, and he cashed it into HEX, and then he staked it for 5555. I was like, dude, that can be 600 grand, 700 grand without even blinking. You know, the free money of uni transforming into 600 grand at minimum on calculations. You know, it was like, holy shit, and then building an app on top of it, working with Firebund. I mean, the intellectual capital that this project or product or whatever you want to call it, HEX is amazing. I mean, I don't see the pirate capitalism and taking out your neighbor at the knees. I don't see it inside of this community specifically. And it's because there is built into the code reason to bring on the newbie, not to sell and dump on top of the head of the newbie, but to bring into that bigger pool and make a bigger pie. So it's really an interesting product that I'm really thankful to be part of. It's really cool.
Yeah, I feel like anybody who tries and plays that FUD game, you know, it's a short-lived instance, you know, like it doesn't, like most of us are way more, you know, adverse to that kind of stuff by now. I mean,
it's gonna keep happening, but at this point we've all become hardened to the point where it doesn't even phase us, right?
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie, like when the first one happened, I was a little rocky. I was a little doubtful, but yeah, fuck that guy.
Well, it was funny because I mean, I'll be honest. I felt like.
Go ahead.
I felt like it was like a strange occurrence in general because I was like, why is this happening? You know, I thought this was all known. You know, it wasn't until it all hit me much later that like, oh, this is something that was obviously planned for some sort of other, you know, subversion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's the era of the clones. I mean, nobody wants to make anything original except, you know, like we hear about China copying IP, or, you know, we thieve. I mean, I guess we've been doing it for hundreds of thousands of years. Some neighboring tribe figures out how to make a flint axe, and we want to do it too, right? Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of cloning that's in our history anyway. But yeah, it's really pretty cool to be part of a plank owner community. You know, in the Navy terms, that's the first crew of a ship that when it launches. So yeah, so it's pretty cool to be part of a plank owner group.
It's pretty sweet.
Like you're on a stable ship too, not like you're hoping that, you know, well, one, you're going to make it, and two, like there's a place to actually you're sailing to.
Yeah,
you can kind of feel better about both of those, really, just within the structure or development of the project.
Well, and again, the hypothetical of what Bitcoin could have been at 10 years ago, and when these guys were basically the cypherpunks and libertarians, and later comes into pools of money, and those pools, as they exhaust, they become other pools of money. I have to be thankful, even though we should talk Bitcoin a lot, be thankful because there are examples of million X. There are examples of 10,000X. These are examples that are in the crypto sphere that other asset classes can't match or can't touch. And then when you do come to a better design, in my opinion, of a cryptocurrency based on the game theory and human emotion and all the stuff that's parlayed into where we're at right now, is really pretty cool. I mean, even though, like you said, it's like being a new ship, but you do know there's a destination. You do know that there's an island. There, on the other side of that ocean, there is this place of Moonville or whatever you want to call it. So it's possible.
And we're moving through the different pockets of people. Like what Richard said was really interesting to me on his last stream. You exhaust all the money from one pocket of people and then move to the next. But I think we're starting over because the first pocket of Bitcoiners was libertarians and cypherpunks. I'm getting a lot of that same mentality from kind of everybody that I meet. Even if they don't call themselves that, they have a lot of those ideals within them. And that's what makes the anonymity, the freedom, the detachment from a traditional company. It makes all that stuff so attractive to us at first. Then maybe the narrative will change over time. Maybe, who knows? But as we move through these different people, we'll see.
It's interesting. After Nate's question, you want to answer that? I got a comment about what you just said too.
How do you feel about staker percentage? Oh, it's great right now. It's amazing. We're all going to make bank on big payday.
Yeah. So when you're talking about the extra pools of money, I know that DS is going to start soon, so we'll exit out here in a minute.
Yeah.
But when you talk about hitting these new pools of money inside the crypto sphere, and you kind of, people that pay attention to technology, and they say, "Hey, I'm in this other crypto," and you have the Naga Bo and people like that get really hyper about it, right? Hyper about where's the ROI and who's earning my money and so forth. So you have these different pools of people, but one of the things that really kind of stymied was influencers like Warren Buffett, or influencers that say, why would I own gold or silver that only is a block of metal? And even though he owned gold and silver in mass, like, tonnage in the past, why would I own that? Because it doesn't pay me to own it. Well, this is one of the first Bitcoin was a peer-to-peer cash idea and was later a digital gold idea, but it never, other than appreciation and selling to someone else that buys it off of your hands, it really never was a paying you to own it situation. It was a speculation that the value will go up just as much as it could go down. And building into the code of HEX being a dividend providing exponentiality potential kind of ROI is really something that speaks to that class of investor. So the people that look at the time value of money, the people that say, why would I own a stock? Oh, the stock could dividend and split, and it can appreciate each. Or the same reasons that Warren basically speculates in financial products is exactly what HEX speaks to.
Yeah, I mean that's when Richard's talked about, like, when you become a Bitcoin millionaire, the most Bitcoin you have is right then. Like it's very, very, very difficult to then ever mass more Bitcoin. And whereas in HEX that is not the case at all. Like if you are an average length, average size staker, you'll always keep up with inflation and have much more HEX, than you had before. So that's something that is just he's completely, in my mind, turned the game upside, like changed the game.
Yep. All right. Well, we're running at the top of the hour, so we're gonna toss it over to discourse here in a little bit. I just wanted to recap for the challenges, which is why we started this awesome discussion we've turned into regarding price and stuff, because I'd love that stuff, and it's just going to get more and more intense and crazy as we get closer to big payday. Cabana challenge. So in a nutshell, starting Sunday for 30 days after that, basically the end of the launch phase. It's just a challenge to do something to advance, your health, improve on something, whether it be if you run, I gave the example of like, hey, I run 5Ks, or at least I used to. I'm not running shape right now. But if I run, say, a 27-minute 5K, maybe that's my starting point. 30 days from now or 30 days from Sunday, I want to get that down to 22. So that's my goal. Steph's on it. You know, he's like listing out his goals in the chat. It's awesome. Like, that's pumping me up. Put them, you know, where you're at right now tomorrow on Twitter, hashtag it Cabana Challenge, and also post where you want to be. So a goal for each of those. So I'm going to do, say, planking. You know, I'm going to try to boost my plank from, I don't even know what it is. I'm going to try to go for 3 minutes, 69 seconds. Going to try to get to like 66 push-ups in one round by the end of launch phase. And I'm going to try to improve my 5K time. You know, if you lift weights, set a goal for that. But the idea is to get everybody involved. You know, we're just awesome crypto, like the best community in crypto. We're here, we support each other. Let's challenge each other. You know, it's going to be, you know, I think maybe a long 30 days, because we're so pumped to see what could happen, that, you know, this will be a nice opportunity to, you know, pass some of that time, come together, you know, closer as a group, and to motivate each other. And, you know, I'm looking forward to everybody hashtagging. Don't forget the hashtag HEX. That way other members of the community can see it and they can jump in that, you know, they weren't on the stream. And yeah, super excited about it. And I'll, you know, start tweeting about it tomorrow, and, you know, do an Insta story or whatever, you know, just show your daily thing. And yeah, super. I think
that's actually pretty good, and not for the objective only of marketing, but it is about the wellness of your mind, the wellness of your body. A 30-day challenge. If you can do anything for 30 days, it can become a habit. You don't really break habits, you only replace habits. And so that's, you know, the message inside of things. Like if you hashtag HEX and you hashtag P90X, or you hashtag you know, other examples. Who was another, like my friend Cameron Dorn. He was a tenant of mine for like 8 or 9 months here, and he is the world record holder twice. He broke his own record for burpees. So he's done the most burpees in a 24-hour period.
There's another one. Yeah.
Yeah. There's people that, you know, they get their motivation by giving motivation to other people. And I think that's actually, if you hashtag HEX on top of other things you're already doing, not related to crypto, it's a win-win.
Positive message. And, you know, yeah, it's not just price go up. It's, you know, motivating, you know, and challenging people and getting better, you know, physically and, you know, maybe even mentally. Who doesn't love that, you know? So yeah, thank all you guys for coming on. It turned into like a really, really cool stream about price, and I think we're going to get a lot of these as we get into big payday. But I don't want to run too much over the hour. I'll get everybody over to Discourse Syndicate on Dlive. They might be doing YouTube as well. But yeah, thanks, funding coffee, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over there if they'll let me in. I'll go in that way.
Hey, Kirk, thanks for coming in, man.
Yeah, man, glad to be.
Awesome.
See y'all later,
guys.
Bye.
Yeah.